Are you looking for an easy way to make grammar exercises in English? And it includes the answers, which is very important because that will save you a lot of time. I'm going to show you a website that is specifically for creating content for English language teachers. This would also be useful for students as well. It does loads of things, but in this video, we're going to concentrate on some of the grammar exercises that you can create. But keep in mind, you can use it for reading, for vocabulary, for writing, for speaking. It really does help with a lot of different aspects of learning English. Really hope you like the video, and as always, if you do, please like it, please share it with other teachers and students, please comment on it, what do you think of this tool, and of course join me on my YouTube channel. One super quick thing, people are always asking me, how do I make my videos? I use a technology called Camtasia. If you're interested, in the description below there's a link you can download and try it out for free. There's also a link to get an educational discount plus an additional discount with the code that I've provided, and you can also use that code if you buy the commercial version of Camtasia. And finally, I've also put a link to a free complete course in using Camtasia. Right, let's get started. So the website that we're going to look at is called twee.com. At the moment it's in beta, which means it's free to try and to use. I don't know what will happen in the future. I have already made a video about this technology, but in this video we're going to focus just on the grammar exercises. So I've logged into my account. It's well worth making an account. As I said, it is free. I'm going to click on the tools and you'll see that there's a whole mass of things that we can do. But the ones that I want to focus on are the ones that really are connected with working with grammar. And I'm going to give you a few examples of things that we could use. Notice, for example, that we have these drill some grammar drills. So we'll start here, but also many of the other exercises can also be used as grammar exercises. Now, one really important thing to remember about the way that twee works, and we're going to start with this activity here using matching halves, which is an activity I really like where students have two halves of a sentence and they have to match them together, is that you not limited to just making one exercise. You can make 5 or 6 or 10 exercises all around the same topic and then print it out as a PDF and then share it with your students. So don't think that you need to just produce one topic. You can produce, or one activity, you can produce a whole range of activities. So let's start by doing this one here. This is a really easy one to use, as many of them are. You just write the sentences and then you click where you want the sentence to be divided, and then you click on do the magic. So let me show you. So I've written some sentences here. Okay, actually better put that in the past because these are all sentences in the past that I'm trying to practice. Yeah, my first ever job was working in a clothes shop. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, where do I want to split these sentences? Well, I want to split this one here and I want to split this one here. So I'm going to just make sure that I did the first one, it did good. I want to split this one here and I want to split this one here. See how easy it is? I'm just literally clicking between the sentences. For some reason that one there is not working properly. Let me do, there it is. Okay, lovely. And then once I've just literally pointed out where I want the split, I just click on do the magic. And now we've got a matching activity. Now this is where it gets really interesting because we can now add another activity. We're not limited to just creating the one activity. Now what twee does is it produces a worksheet, and I'm going to show you in a minute. I'm going to add more activities and it will create the worksheet. If you're looking for actually interactive activities that you can do online, the website that I would suggest you is wordable.net. And if you don't know how to use wordable.net, click on the link on the video that's now on the screen. It's an absolutely brilliant technology, over 30 games, and these are actually interactive games that you can do online. We're going to carry on though with twee. So let's create another activity using the past. So I'm going to come over here to reading this time, and I'm going to click on this one here, create a text. So I'm going to click on that, and that's going to now add a new, and what this is really powerful is that I can actually tell it to create a text on a particular topic, and I can tell it what words I want to practice in that and what level I want it to be. So I'm going to write my topic in here, and I'm going to call it living in Greece as an English teacher. Okay, so that's my topic. The genre is going to be just a kind of descriptive article. The level, I'm going to make it quite simple, so I'm going to keep it A1, B2, and then I'm going to stipulate certain verbs, certain target language that I want to use. So I'm going to use the word worked, I'm going to use the word ate, I'm going to you learn the word paid, I'm going to use the word learnt, I'm going to use the word travelled, I'm going to use the word missed, I'm going to use the word met, I'm going to use the word visited. That'll do, okay? So now I've asked it to write me a kind of descriptive article about living in Greece, that level, these words. So obviously I'm hoping to practice the past verb. So let's click on do the magic. And it's going to now write this story for me. Off it goes, and it starts to write the story, and hopefully the story is going to be, I'm going to very quickly read it through now and just check it. Now, if I feel that the text is a little bit difficult, a bit long, I can click on this button here and then it will shorten that text and make it a little bit shorter. And remember, we were only asking for level A1, A2, so perhaps we'd want to use a kind of shorter text. And we've got here a list of some of the target vocabulary that's being used as well. Now, let's have a quick look here as well. Now, I'm just going to read that through and just make sure that these words are actually being used. So I've just read through that text. It's absolutely perfect. That language has been used. This is a really good. Now, I want to point out a couple of things here. First of all, we've got the exercise that we created for, and now we've got this new exercise, but we're going to carry on. We're going to build up something. Now, what we could do with that actually is that we can either make another activity completely from scratch, or we could actually carry on with this text and do something with it. For example, we could turn it into a gap fill activity or something like that. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to turn this into some kind of gap fill activity, and we have here loads of options. The one that I'm going to choose is fill in the gaps. So we now click on that, and you notice that it opens up the text, the same text that's already been written out. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on lots of examples of the past verbs. So I'm going to click on worked, I'm going to click on ate, I'm going to click on tried, I'm going to click on visited, I'm going to click on, let's have a look if there's any more to here. I learnt, I missed my family, and that'll do. And now I'm going to click on do the magic, and it's going to create a gap fill activity. And you can see now the words have been taken out, and I can see here the words that have been taken from that. Remember, we've got the target vocabulary. These are the key words that really, if we're going to get the students to read this text, we might want to kind of cover before. But you'll also notice that those words that I asked to be taken out have been taken out of the text as well. Okay, so really great way of building up a whole series of activities around a theme. Now, once we've finished, and of course we could carry on and do more, but once we finish, what we do is we click on this button here, save as a PDF, and I just want to show you what that will look like. So if I click here and then I click on open now, because that's PDF, there it is. So we've got our lovely PDF that we can now share with our students. And notice that it's also got the correct answers, including the met, tried, paid, and visited, those past verbs. So we could now use this with our students online. Now, a couple of things here. Now, I'm going to show you an amazing trick that you can do with this text. I'm just going to copy this text. Okay, so just copied it here, copy, and I'm going to jump over to a website. The website is called naturalreaders.com. I'm just going to delete that. I'm going to paste this text in. And then what I'm going to do is choose the language. So in this case, it's going to be in English. So I want this to be read out to me in English. We'll have an English accent, and then we'll choose Sonia. And now I'm going to listen to this text being read out in English with a really kind of typical English native sounding accent. So let's just start it from the start. So we just play the button here, listen to this, and how good the voice is.
Living in Greece as an English teacher is a wonderful experience. I worked at a language school in Athens and met interesting people from different countries. Greek food is delicious.
Absolutely fabulous technology. In this way, you could combine things that you've created in TWE, including say lists of words, target words, sentences, texts, and then bring it over to natural readers and have it read out by natural readers. Now, I'm going to put a video on the screen now that will take you through natural readers in much more detail, and it's also a free tool. Now, there really are absolutely tons of exercises in TWE, and I have made another video that's really interesting because it's got some examples working with YouTube videos and some other example types as well. So if you want to watch that video, it's on the screen now, and you can click on that and learn even more about the things that you can do with TWE. Now, there are so many useful tools, but I'm going to choose this one just because I think it's a little bit unusual and it might be really useful. It's called Essential Vocabulary on a Topic. And I'm going to click on this, and the topic that I'm going to use is living in Greece. Okay, so we're going to write living in Greece. And notice that we can choose the part of speech. So if you want to work with just nouns or verbs or adjectives, phrases, idioms, etc. So what I'm going to choose for this, living in Greece, is just nouns. Okay, and I'm going to click on do the magic, and hopefully what it's going to do is going to generate loads of words that are possibly linked to that topic. Now obviously it's given it a slightly touristic theme, so it's apartment, beach, city, food, friends, language, mountains, neighborhood, shopping. Could we improve this? Could we have done it in a slightly different way and perhaps been more specific in terms of what we required? Let's give it a quick try. Notice you can edit that list as well if you want to delete or take out certain ones or even add in your own. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back here and just write a little bit more detail. So I'm going to put living in Greece as an English teacher, for 2 years with the idea of learning to speak Greek. Let's see if using that information it generates a different set of words. Okay, and we do get a different set of words. Now again, we can click on this button here and edit and decide which ones we might want to delete. All right, I won't do that, but I just wanted to point out that you can do that. So if there's any word that you wanted to delete from that list, then you could just simply click and delete that particular word. Okay, let's say I wanted to delete those two. I'm going to save this list here. Now, the important thing is, of course, that we can now connect this to another activity. So we could now build around this. For example, we might choose to do a word definition activity. So we'll click here. We've got all of these words, but what we want to do now is do a matching activity with the word definitions. We click here and it generates such an activity where we've got the words, these keywords that we want to work on around living in Greece as an English teacher, and here we've got the actual definition that goes along with it. Fabulous tool, very much a tool that needs exploring. I'm sure you're going to come across a few mistakes. Many of these AI tools are in beta, so they're not necessarily perfect, but I must say overall I'm very impressed. Okay, really hope you found that video useful. Please come over to teachertrainingvideos.com. Loads more free videos. There's a special section actually on AI, ChatGPT, etc. for language teaching. All the videos really are about using technology in language teaching. On the front page, you'll see loads of stuff that you can make use of. You can also find out about my courses. If you sign up to the newsletter, you'll get a free, no tricks, 14-part video course in how to use technology in language teaching, and you'll also get updated with all the latest videos, the blog posts, the latest webinars that we've run, which are often free, as well as the online courses that I run. You can also contact me from the website here on the front page. I'm going to leave some more videos now on the screen about AI technology and language teaching.